Hey guys, I'm kind of on a roll because it's Alabama and I don't have a whole lot else to do except make YouTube videos. I'm going to start by showing you this monstrosity here. Look at him. Oh! This is Jack. This is my mother's cat. Recently adopted from the shelter. He's a flat-faced Persian, apparently. Jack! He is really freaked out by the computer cord. Oh, yeah! He's really bizarre looking. Come here! Oliver is not okay with this. Where are you? There he is. Sorry, you guys can all see how messy my room is. Okay, anyway. I'm really rapidly becoming a cat lady, so I'm taking you all down with me, is what that was. Okay, anyway, I thought I would just take a minute to show you what I made today, because I made things. I made little god and goddess statues today. They're just little, like, figurines designed to sit flat on either side of the altar. Got some Sculpey today, because I was bored, and, I don't know, it just sort of happened. And I'll end up painting them, and I'll probably end up giving them away. But anyway, I wanted to show you, and then it got me kind of thinking about images of gods and goddesses and how pagans generally depict, especially when we think about kind of vague concepts of gods and goddesses, like kind of the general sort of like neo-pagan, neo-Wiccan, to use a term, kind of like lord and lady, right? These generic sorts of terms, the god and the goddess, as opposed to specific gods and goddesses. And it's always struck me how if you just did like a Google image search of like god and goddess or the lord and lady or something like that, most of the images that turn up kind of looked like Barbie goes to the Renaissance Festival or something like that, or like I don't know, like everybody is just like skinny and blue-skinned, and it's like Avatar or something. And anyway, with mine, I don't do a whole lot of like images of the god and goddess, right? Like how I would envision that. But when I do, I've always tried to make them sort of, I don't know how else to phrase this, like kind of, not generic, because that's not the right word, because clearly there are some assumptions going on here. But I guess more like I would typically envision, like, I don't know, they're more reflective of the people that I see around me. Like when I think about the goddess, a goddess, I always think of someone who like kind of looks like me, and I think that's a tendency, that's something that we do, right? Like it's not a coincidence that you look across history and people's deities tend to look like the people who worship them. And I've always thought it was kind of odd that, like, we don't seem to really do that. I don't know, like, the goddess always looks like a 21-year-old sorority girl who's had boob implants and has dyed her skin. And that's always kind of, like, been off-putting to me. Like, she just doesn't really look real. And images of the god, he always looks like he lives at the gym and waxes and tans, and it's like, that's fine if like that's what you're into, but I don't actually know many pagans who look like that. And I don't know, I try to find images of gods and goddesses that look more like the people in my life. I don't want to say more realistic, because I'm not trying to devalue some body types relative to others, but I do think that it can be valuable to have imagery that we can personally relate to. And so, like, I always I usually make faces pretty indistinct, like there'll be like vague sort of, like the insinuation of eyes is happening, but like I try to get away from, I don't know, like the bodies, I make them kind of round or kind of boxy or whatever, like nobody's got a six-pack, and I don't know, like that's something that's just always kind of been important to me. And I don't know, I wonder about how it is with other people. So I'm curious, like when you envision the god and the goddess, right? Like these are kind of problematic, but a lot of people think in these terms, so we'll go with it. When you envision the god and the goddess, do they look like you? Are they like, I don't know, like middle-aged and with like a few pounds to spare, like most of us are? Like I don't know. Do you envision them as, I don't know, like Wiccan, like Wicca comes out of Western Europe, right? So like, are they white? There are an awful lot of like blonde goddesses running around, right? I don't know, like, I'm curious. Does it matter? I think it matters. So I'm curious. So I'll leave you with Oliver. Whoa! Who's also very concerned about the computer cord.